Give me another postcard.
Doctor? Lieutenant Russo is Lieutenant Lynch.
Stop, fellas.
How's it look?
His car turned over twice. They used a blowtorch to cut him out. He's all busted up inside. I couldn't tell you how he lasted this long.
All right to ask him some questions?
Try. If you don't now, you probably never will.
Carter. Carter. We're from the police. Now, what about Tom Stacy? We heard you've been saying something about his being innocent. Stacy. Tom Stacy, do you hear me?
The blue sky and tall crystal for mother.
When you talked to him, did he make more sense?
He kept repeating, Stacy is innocent, Stacy is innocent. That's all.
That's all, you sure?
You hear that and it gives you a jolt. I mean, after just reading Stacy's appeal was turned down, the gas chamber in 2 days. Could he be right?
No chance. I worked up that case myself. The jury was out less than 20 minutes.
Well, I thought the police ought to know.
Sure, and we appreciate it, Doctor.
Stacy. Stacy. Why don't you listen? How do you? Norton, guilty. Philip Norton, guilty.
Look, I sweated out that Stacy case. Nobody knows it any better than I do.
What about the man who just died, John Carter?
So Carter worked at the plant Stacy robbed. Does that give him a crystal ball? There were 3 bullets in that night watchman, and Stacy's prints on the gun that fired him. Look, I established beyond any reasonable doubt
Johnny,
that...
look, nobody's arguing you did a great job on the case. As a result, Stacy will pay with his life within 48 hours. Suppose somewhere you missed a point, and what you got at the hospital is correct.
Well, what we got at the hospital was pretty jumbled up, Matt.
A man out of his head mumbled some name.
Philip Norton, 705 Beach Street, age 41, married, 1 daughter, no criminal record. Chief auditor with the Acme Accounting Company at 1240 9th Avenue, room 214. Member of 3 fraternal orders and a church auxiliary.
Sure. Case history of a killer. Kisses his wife goodbye, stops off for a meeting at church, audits a couple of books, and in his spare time, blows a safe and kills a night watchman. I'm sorry, Matt. I just had to get it off my chest.
Norton's firm audits the books of the Grayling Company, where Carter worked and where somebody in his spare time killed a night watchman.
Okay, Norton.
Chris, dig around, see what you can turn up on Carter. Why he named Norton? Is there any reason why he'd want to clear Stacy? Right. How do you go talk to Stacy? Maybe he'll open up something on Norton. Don't let him throw you any curves.
Right, Matt.
Well, that leaves Norton for me. If I made a mistake and Norton's the killer, there's not much time left. And talking to him figures a waste most of it.
But don't talk to him. Just tail him out in the open where he can see you.
Yeah, like that Leslie case, huh? War of nerves.
About it. Figures to be the best way to open Norton up in the short time we have left.
Yeah. Okay, Matt. I'll get on it first thing in the morning.
Stacy's girlfriend, Carol Janowitz, works across the street in the bar and grill. Thought I'd talk with her.
Yeah, I checked her out pretty good during the trial.
Yeah, I know, but that was before we heard about Norton. Now we find that she works across the street from his office.
Yeah, that's a point.
Miss Janowitz? I'm Sergeant Ballard, Police Department. Could I talk with you?
Tom, it's about him, mister. Well, the newspaper said that the governor wouldn't... I mean, that was his last hope, wasn't it?
Unless new evidence turns up. Now, you testified he was with you the night of the crime until 11.
Yes.
No chance it was 11:30.
Don't you think I'd have said so? I told the truth, and now he'll die for it.
How well do you know Philip Norton?
Who?
Philip Norton.
Oh, Mr. Norton comes in here for lunch.
Ever see him away from here?
Drove me home once. Why?
Just another customer. No dates, no meetings, right?
No, I don't understand you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Jones. Nothing. I'll be across the street.
Another beer, please.
The usual, Mr. Norton? Can I take your order, Mr. Norton?
Never mind. I'm not hungry. Why are you following me?
Any reason I should be following you, mister?
I know who you are.
So?
I'm a respectable citizen. I pay my taxes.
Who doesn't?
Stop following me. You hear? I'm warning you, leave me alone.
Seems to me you started this. Something worrying you?
Lay off, that's all. No more of this tailing. I'm warning you. Break it off.
My airtight case? Looks like the only place that was a leak was in my head. Johnny Russo, always sure he's right.
What is it, Johnny?
Norton's starting to crack. Didn't take long.
You ready to pick him up?
Yeah, but I figure a little more softening won't hurt. If he's cracking now, he should be climbing the walls before the day's over.
All right, Johnny, I'll go along with you, but only until tonight. That leaves us less than 24 hours before Stacy is due to be executed.
Yeah.
Bill, whatever do you keep looking at?
Nothing. Can a man look out the window?
Well, something's wrong. You've been jumpy as a cat ever since you came home.
Nothing is wrong. Well, I'm worried about a business deal.
Bill, I know you too well. Won't you tell me what it is?
Will you stop nagging?
Nothing to tell.
sorry, Ruth. I just can't talk about it.
Mom, Dad, guess what? The senior members of the Girls' Glee Club are going to have their picture in the newspaper on graduation day.
Picture in the paper?
Huh? That's wonderful. Oh, that practically makes up for having to wear pink. Golly, I've never had my picture in the paper before. What's the matter with him?
Well, I think your dad is just upset about business.
Well, golly, you'd think... I mean, really, when a person's daughter's going to have her picture in the paper, the least a person can do is forget about business. Isn't he even excited?
Of course.
Well, he certainly didn't show it. Why, you'd think it was an everyday... I'll get it.
Hello, is your father home?
I'll get him. Come in, please.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm Mrs. Norton. Can I help you?
Lieutenant Russo, police.
Phil? Why? What happened?
I'd just like to talk to him.
Something wrong?
Sorry, Mrs. Norton, I can't say just now.
I don't understand. Can't you tell me what it is?
Mom, Dad's not in his room, and I even looked in the kitchen.
That's perfectly silly. He was here a minute ago.
Give me Captain Holbrook. Matt, Johnny, just want to pick up Norton and...
Yeah, Johnny, I know. Otto just called in. He's tailing him. Heading toward Clayton Street. Stay with me and I'll lead you as Otto reports.
Right, Matt.
He's in there.
Police officers, Norton. I know.
What are you going to do with this gun?
I was gonna...
Come on, Mr. Norton, let's go.
You want to tell us about it, Mr. Norton? I don't think it's necessary for me to tell you why you were being followed.
Please, just leave me alone.
Leave you alone? You think we brought you in here to leave you alone?
Please.
All right, Mr. Norton, you take your time. When you're ready to talk, we're ready to listen.
My name is Philip Norton. I live at 705 Beach Street. I can show you my driver's license. Please. I'd like to go home.
Holbrook.
Thank you.
Miss Janowitz.
Oh, yes. We met during the investigation of the Stacy case.
I came here to tell you I've been thinking back on what happened, and I made a terrible mistake. I remember now. Tom didn't leave my apartment until 11:30.
Oh? Why do you remember so clearly now?
Well, I just do. You see, when he left the apartment, I turned on the TV set, and the 11:30 news was just starting.
When I talked with you this afternoon, Miss Janowitz, you were sure it was 11.
Well, maybe I just didn't want to tell you. Anyway, I am sure now. I want you to call the governor.
Do you know the penalty for perjury?
Yes. Well, I mean, it doesn't make any difference because I'm telling the truth. I want to sign something. I swear he was with me.
Well, let's hold off a little while. Do you mind waiting here?
I won't change my mind.
No, you probably won't change the governor's either, but you may save yourself a lot of trouble.
Is he worth it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lying's a lousy way to prove you're in love, even to yourself.
Norton, I have here a detailed report from Lieutenant Russo on your actions today, starting at 8:10 a.m. when he first saw you pick up your morning paper. I'd like to read it to you. At 8:10 a.m., he seemed to notice my presence when he picked up his morning paper. Suspect left his house appearing nervous at knowledge he was being watched. Suspect's attitude during morning showed increased nervous tension due to awareness of being under my surveillance. At 12:10 in Hank's Bar and Grill, suspect lost temper and threatened me, although I had not spoken to him up to this time. The report continues with your activities during the afternoon as your tension continued to mount, and concludes with your suddenly leaving your house in the evening and being followed to your office, where you were found with a gun in your hand and every indication of having contemplated suicide. Lieutenant Russo summarized the report as follows. Suspect showed classic patterns typical of a behavior motivated by great feelings of guilt. Well, Mr. Norton?
I knew I'd never get away with it. Why does a man do things like that? Nice home, a wife, and my daughter. God, what have I done to them?
Go ahead.
She's graduating from high school, third highest in her class. My picture in the paper, the headlines. How's she going to go back to school and face her friends? And my wife? I should have killed myself when I had the chance.
That's no way out.
I ordered the books at the Grayling Company. I knew their cash position. I didn't mean to do it. You won't believe that, but I didn't. It seemed so simple. Well, I needed the money immediately to make a payment. $187. I was broke at the time, in debt. There was no place I could borrow it. So during the audit, I juggled the books and took the money.
You took the money? That's all you did?
I told myself I was just borrowing it. And I put the money back a week later. But in my heart, I knew I was stealing.
The night the Grayling Company was held up and the watchman shot.
Oh, it was terrible. I remember reading about it when I was in Chicago.
Chicago?
So I was there at the large convention.
Check it, Otto. I already know the answer. Mr. Norton, you were thinking of killing yourself because of some money you took from the Grayling Company and returned a week later, that's all?
That's all. I already told you, I've ruined my family, I've destroyed my life. There's nothing left.
Mr. Norton, had you planned to take the money when you went in that morning?
No. I had no idea what I was going to do.
Well, it's under 200, so it's not a felony. No weapon used, so it's a simple misdemeanor. There'll be no prosecution unless a complaint is filed.
What do you mean? You're not going to lock me up?
You'll be released on your own recognizance. Naturally, the Grayling Company will have to be notified, but tomorrow's soon enough for that. I've known cases where no complaint was filed when the money had been repaid. I imagine you'll want to notify your family.
I'll show you to the phone.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you very much.
Oh, Mr. Norton, one other thing. Do you know a man by the name of Carter who worked for the Grayling Company?
Yes. He was killed in an auto accident the other day.
That's right. Was there any reason he might have hated you enough to want revenge?
Well, he was engaged to Ruth before I met her. She married me. He always said he would get even someday, but you know how people say things.
Yes, they do. Okay, Johnny. Miss Janowitz, I can't stop you from swearing to an alibi for Tom Stacy. However, I can tell you it won't do him any good.
Well, it will. It's got to.
All you'll do is bring perjury charges against yourself. There's no question about his being guilty.
Couldn't you be wrong?
No. There was a chance that we were wrong until a few minutes ago. No chance anymore. Count yourself lucky. Murder doesn't fit very well into romantic daydreams.
My guess is that all along you knew he wasn't right for you, but you just wouldn't admit it to yourself.
I don't know.
You will. In time. Chris, see that she gets home, huh?
Yeah. Hope you don't mind sports cars.
Well, if you've got an excuse to hang around here, it's all right with me. But I'm heading home.
Home? Hey, I got one of those. I think I'll try it.